You know those. You've seen them everywhere. Those little bursts of yellow that pop up on lawns, in parks, even through cracks in the sidewalk. Yep, we're talking about dandelions. But what if I told you that this thing we all dismiss as just a pesky weed might actually be a hidden wonder? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to dig into.
I mean, for anyone who's ever tried to get that perfect, green, carpet-like lawn, this plant is basically public enemy number one, right? It's that stubborn little survivor that just keeps coming back no matter what you throw at it. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if this super common plant, the one we're so quick to yank out of the ground, actually has some incredible secrets hiding inside? And hey, this isn't some new, trendy idea. Not at all. Dandelions have this really long, amazing history in folk medicine all over the world. We're talking centuries of people using them for all sorts of things. Okay, so first things first, let's get a key detail straight. When you hear someone say dandelion tea, they could be talking about two totally different drinks. One is a light tea, kind of like an infusion, made from the plant's leaves. The other is a much richer, almost coffee-like drink made from roasted dandelion roots. And this difference? It's super important because each part of the plant seems to have its own unique set of tricks up its sleeve. All right, let's get to the good stuff. What are the actual health benefits that are making people give this weed a second look? We're going to cover everything from those old folk remedies to what modern science is just now starting to figure out. Let's start with the leaves. You know that feeling when you're just kind of bloated and holding on to extra water? Well, a tea made from dandelion leaves might actually help with that. See, it's what's known as a diuretic, which is really just a fancy way of saying it helps your body flush out excess water by, well, making you pee more. And this isn't just an old wives' tale. To give you a real-world example, there was a small study where people had a significant increase in urination after drinking just 2 cups of dandelion leaf tea. So points to a very real, measurable effect. Kind of cool, right? Okay, now let's switch gears and talk about the roots. For ages, in traditional medicine, dandelion root has been called a liver tonic. The whole idea is that it supports your liver by helping to increase the flow of bile, which is absolutely crucial for digestion.
And you know what? It seems like modern science is starting to catch on to this ancient wisdom. A study back in 2017 found that certain compounds in dandelions, these things called polysaccharides, might actually be good for your liver function. It's awesome when science starts to back up these long-held beliefs. And it's not just about the liver. Dandelion root tea has this whole reputation for helping with digestion in general, everything from boosting appetite to calming down minor stomach issues. Now, we do have to be honest here. A lot of this is based on anecdotal evidence. You know, personal stories passed down through generations, not a ton of hard scientific studies just yet. So, beyond all the traditional stuff, the dandelion is finding some really unexpected new jobs, everywhere from our coffee mugs to high-tech labs. This is where the story gets really interesting. Okay, for anybody out there trying to cut back on caffeine, listen up. When you roast the root of the dandelion, it develops this deep, rich, toasty flavor. And when you steep it, you get this amazing drink that a lot of people swear by as a caffeine-free alternative to their morning coffee. Now, get ready for this because this is wild. A study in Korea on mice found that dandelion extract does something very similar to the weight loss drug orlistat. Apparently, they both work by blocking the same enzyme our body uses to digest fat. Of course, this is super early research and in mice, not humans, but still, what a fascinating parallel. Okay, we need to be really careful and responsible with this next topic. There's some early-stage research looking into dandelion root and its potential against cancer. And I have to stress, this is all very, very preliminary. So, in one lab study from 2011, researchers found that dandelion root extract actually caused melanoma cells to die. But here's the most incredible part. It did this without harming the healthy, non-cancerous cells right next to them. They've even seen similar things happen in other studies with pancreatic cancer cells. But, and this is a huge but, it is so important to understand that these were lab studies. They used a super concentrated extract, which is not the same as the tea you'd brew at home. So, while it's incredibly exciting for researchers, we are a very long way from saying dandelion tea can be used as any kind of cancer treatment. So, after all that, if you're feeling a little curious and want to try it yourself, how do you do it? Let's walk through the steps because you can literally go from your own backyard to a fresh cup of tea. Okay, stop. Before you do anything else, this is the number one most important rule. You absolutely have to be 100% sure that the dandelions you use have not been sprayed with any chemicals, like herbicides or pesticides. If you have even a tiny bit of doubt, just play it safe and buy some pre-made tea from a health food store. Seriously. The process is a bit different depending on what part you're using. For the leaf tea, it's super easy. Just wash the leaves and flowers well and let them steep in hot water for about 15 minutes. The root tea is more of a project. You gotta wash the roots really well, chop them up, and then roast them in the oven for a couple of hours to bring out that deep flavor. Then you can steep them. All right, let's wrap this up by talking about the risks. Because while dandelion is generally considered safe for most people, it's not for absolutely everyone, and it's always smart to know what you're getting into. So, who should probably steer clear or at least talk to a doctor first? Well, if you have allergies to plants like ragweed or daisies, you might react to dandelions too. And more importantly, it can mess with certain medications like other diuretics, lithium, and some antibiotics like Cipro. Honestly, if you're on any prescription meds, just have a quick chat with your doctor. It's the safest bet.
So there you have it, the humble dandelion. It's a pretty powerful reminder that sometimes the things we overlook or dismiss can be the most amazing. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other natural wonders are out there, hiding in plain sight, just waiting for us to notice them?